is like church music.
Good evening.
Welcome to church.
It's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird. It was
Whatever.
like dreamy but churchy.
I
We were
picked the
trying
wrong
some
one.
different music. So
I just grabbed the wrong one.
this isn't church. This is Whiskey Tango Talk.
I just made this big.
Although, you know, was it where two or more gather, I'm there. So technically it could be church. We could turn it into church. But I know that's not what y'all are here for. So, anywho, this is Whiskey Tango Talk. I'm Kristin. This is my husband, Brandon. We're from Whiskey Tango Farms in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. We live on a little less than an acre plot of land in the suburbs suburbs. So
It's so bright.
it is bright. That's better. Anyways, let me pull my announcements here. We do this Whiskey Tango Talk every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central. We just kind of hang out. We talk about quail, rabbits, gardening, chickens, tractors, ducks, self-sufficiency, homesteading, baking, cooking, all that kind of good stuff. So it's pretty laid back. Go ahead and put in the comments where you're from. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. We are very, very knowledgeable around quail. We also are learning a lot about rabbits. We've had rabbits in the past, but we are more into meat rabbits now and like actually breeding them versus just having them as pets. And there's definitely a lot more that goes into it for breeding and meat production versus a pet. And we also know a lot about like chickens. Brandon knows a lot about tractors. So ask. If we don't know, we aren't afraid to tell you. We can find out together. Sometimes people in the comments will also say the answer. So don't be afraid to ask any questions. Just please keep it family friendly. That would be fantastic. If you haven't heard, Qualcon is coming up. That will be Labor Day weekend at my Shire Farm in Miamisburg, Ohio.
What?
I just wasn't sure what you were doing with your foot. It was weird. It was distracting. Now everybody knows that you're like waving your foot around.
I was stretching.
Oh, okay. Anyways, sorry. Qualcon will be on Labor Day weekend at my Shire Farm in Miamisburg, Ohio. We are co-hosting that with my Shire. We do have a video on Qualcon and like all the details and everything. It's only $40. I believe tickets might be sold out, but we are probably going to be adding some more tickets so that more people can attend. It's very, very affordable at only $40 for a 2-day event. There's also going to be a free butcher class where you're going to learn how to butcher quail hands-on. There'll be a kids butcher class nearby so your kids can learn as well. There's no extra cost to that. There's farm and barn tours. We're going to have expert tables, vendors. Sunday is going to have a lot of speakers. So again, check out the video that we posted. I have some more details there, including like the schedule and lineup of speakers and such. We do have some Qualcon merchandise available on our website, whiskeytangofarms.net. We have some t-shirts, a magnet. This last week, I did also add a tote bag, some cups, and notebooks as well. So check it out. Get your swag. We are not going to have many, like maybe only a handful of those products on hand at Qualcon. So again, if you want the t-shirts, you need to order it now, and it gets shipped directly to you. You don't pick it up there. It'll be shipped right to your house. That's available on our website, and it'll get to you. So make sure I'd say up to like 2 weeks before Qualcon to make sure you get it in time. And we'll probably leave them up for like a week after Qualcon in case you want one or something still, but obviously you would probably want to wear it at Qualcon. So get it now. We have Facebook and obviously YouTube. This does dual stream on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So if you don't see a comment, it's probably just on the other platform, and then we pop them up on the screen so you can see everything. We also have an Instagram account. We have our website, obviously, which is whiskeytangofarms.net. On Facebook, we have a group called Self-Sufficient Backyard. It's a lot like this live stream where it's a lot of quail, rabbits, gardening.
It's got almost 4,500 members.
Yeah, it's really kind of blown up. Yeah,
growing like crazy. So if you're not in there, join.
Yes, just make sure you answer
lots
the
of
questions.
Good info in there.
Yes. Basically, we just want people to see like how quail can fit into that, and rabbits, kind of have it all kind of come together. That's kind of what that group is all about. So it's a very well-rounded group. So, and there's a lot of really good discussions in there. I've learned from it. I hope other people have, or I've heard people have. So that's good. I see a lot of really awesome discussions. On our website, we do ship hatching eggs nationwide. We also have some t-shirts, some quail egg stacking trays, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Maybe that's it. Oh, right now for egg availability, jumbos and celadons are about 4 to 5 weeks out. They're really popular. We can't keep up. I don't like making people wait, but I don't want to take them off the website because I feel like we can probably catch up. We're trying really hard. And as soon as I say we're caught up, then all of a sudden we get slammed again. So maybe I just won't say we're caught up when we're caught up. Our rainbow hatching egg mix is available to ship out within a week or two. So if you want eggs like now, that will be the quickest way to get some. You probably won't get many jumbos in that mix because obviously we have a lot of jumbo pharaoh orders right now, and we're rebuilding our jumbo Egyptians back up after we had a bunch of casualties from the heat. So, but thank you for your patience on that. We appreciate it. Thank you to Ed and Verna. They're our moderators. They kind of keep everybody in the chat in check. So behave. We're working on the Quail Mamas and Daddies calendar. If you are interested in doing that, please let me know. We probably have a couple extra spots and we could greatly use the help. So let me know. That is something that we would want to get done in the next week. So
nobody wants to see multiple pictures of me.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just going to be 12 months of this guy.
It'd be a whiskey tango.
Actually, I have gotten two hot to tango. Oh my gosh. We're going to have a separate calendar of just Brandon for anybody interested. It'll be buy a regular, get a Brandon one for free.
Nobody wants to see this.
No, we have got some other daddy pictures and a couple mommy pictures, or mama, sorry. But we still need more. So we probably will combine the mama and daddy calendar. So I just want to get it out because I know some people are asking about it. Yeah. We also have a super chat sticker available at the bottom of the chat. So you can make a donation that goes directly to Qualcon. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Anybody local, we will be going to the PK Amherst swap next Saturday, the 30th. And then
lots of new things there.
Yes. So. We have been busy making and doing things and getting ready for that. Just also for an update on rabbits, because I know a lot of people were expecting us to be giving availability updates in a couple of days here. I said the 22nd was when our creme de argents were going to be 12 weeks old. We have decided to hold them longer. It'll probably be another 4 weeks before we can fully evaluate them. We've been working through some issues with like growth rates and weights. And I want to make sure that I'm not releasing subpar stock into the world. So we're fixing this feed situation and we're going to try to give everybody the best possible chance. That way I can hopefully get some quality stock out there for you guys. So, I really hope that they're not going to all end up in the freezer. So, if you missed it, we did also just do a how to tattoo. That's hard to say. Rabbits, for like showing and record keeping and breeding and things like that. So check that out on our YouTube. It was actually a lot of fun. That was also another fun video. We've done a lot of fun videos lately. So yeah, Qualcon tickets are all gone. But like I said, we might try adding more tickets. We have to make sure we have enough space and everything because we don't want everybody like on top of each other either. But you can check out details there on myshirefarm.com as well. So I think that's it for announcements. My mouth is dry, so over to you for the weather.
Anywho. Blah, 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 blah.
There's like no flavor in here.
God.
It's probably all at the bottom. I had my son make me juice before we started, and he's really bad at like
Northwoods
stirring.
Quail's here. Says hello from Michigan. Love your channel. Well, thanks for joining.
Michigan. Hello, hello.
And I said good evening, everybody.
Hello, Brandon Whiskey Tango Farms. You know what's funny? I'm sorry, real quick. You know what's really funny about so YouTube is the same as, I suppose Google is not the same as Facebook. They seem like it because they're all big brother, let's be honest. But on Facebook, I have a couple.
You know that's why Facebook's called Meta, right? And they collect all the metadata on you.
Yeah, they know everything about you. They know you more than you know you. Anyways, my farm profile on Facebook, I cannot have it say Whiskey Tango Farms with an E in it. So I changed the I to a J, and now it looks stupid. And then for a while, I forgot how I had it. I don't know. Oh, I had it with like dash Y instead of EY. But Facebook will not like, Facebook has something about American spelling of whiskey. Because in other countries, they spell it without the E. And that's fine. But whatever.
Anyways, rant done. Jesse Mills in the house. Good evening. Good evening, everybody.
I don't see that on there.
Good evening, Jesse. Verna's here. Evening.
Hello.
Jasmine Bass
from Time and Timber.
Says, hello, friends, tuning in from miserably hot Southwest Missouri. Well, it's the state of Missouri.
It was hot earlier, and then it dumped rain, like buckets, for maybe 10 minutes, and then it
rained twice.
No, okay, yeah, it rained at first, and then a couple hours later, it dumped rain, and it cooled off like 15 degrees.
That first time.
Did it?
For a little bit.
I don't know what I was doing.
I don't know either. I was working.
Oh, I had my headphones and I was shipping quail eggs. That's why I didn't hear anything. I saw it, but I didn't hear
it. So Swanson's here. Says, I'm here. Don't mark me late. I'm within 3 minutes. Mississippi in the house.
Nice.
If you're within 3 minutes, is that how it works at work? My work that I used to work at, we had a 7-minute window on either end, so you could play the clock, because it would only clock every 15 minutes, and then so you could play the clock, so you can leave 7 minutes before the hour and then come back 7 minutes after the half hour, and you could have a really long lunch.
Yeah, my work has a technically 9-minute grace period.
Ask me how I know that.
I don't think we're wondering.
I know. Jesse Mills says, hi, Jasmine. Happy birthday.
Yes. Happy belated birthday to Jasmine and Ed. Jasmine's was yesterday and Ed's was the day before.
Ed says, the Church of Holy Quail.
Yes.
James is here. Says, evening from New York. Well, thank you for joining.
Hello.
Jasmine says her birthday was good. Awesome.
Jasmine got serenaded.
Sorry I missed the phone call. I was extremely busy with work yesterday. I worked like 9 hours. Or no, that doesn't compute.
I was going to say it was longer than that.
If it was from, I don't know, it was like 10 hours.
It was a long.
I know, it was crazy.
Long time.
I had meetings back to back.
It was like solid
7 hours
like
straight.
You didn't get up to even like go to the bathroom.
I couldn't even eat. It sucked. Anywho, enough complaining. Furnace says 45 days till Qualcon. Yep. Gotta check out that. Ed shared the rabbit video.
Thanks.
How to tattoo rabbits. It's a great video. You should check it out. S.O. Swanson says, I have my t-shirts magnet ordered and ordered my grandson's today.
I was wondering if I saw that it was a small, and I was like, I wonder if that's for his grandson. I'm excited to meet him.
I actually questioned that. I'm like, that's weird.
And I was like, well,
when you posted this, I'm like, oh yeah, you did order a t-shirt and magnet
before. You were the
2 months ago.
The first order. And then I saw the small come through. I'm like, well, it could be for somebody else, but I kind of figure it's for your grandson. So that's super exciting. I'm glad that you'll be able to do that with him.
Oh, speaking of rabbit updates, tell everybody.
No eclipse.
Yeah.
No. So I'm trying to So
we had a bad heat wave.
Yeah, we had another heat wave. So 5 weeks ago, we had our first heat wave of the summer, and our pregnant doe eclipsed. I think I told you guys she had like a fart baby. It was the day she was supposed to have her nest box, and there was a dead baby on the cage floor. So I took the dead baby out, put the nest box in. She delivered 5 more kits or 9 more kits. 4 were dead and 5 were alive. So she's been taking care of the 5. It was her first litter. Well, yesterday...
She was doing pretty good.
I thought she was. Yesterday morning, we went out there, or my daughter went out there because she's supposed to do the chores, and I go and check because sometimes she forgets to lock her cages and whatever. And she comes upstairs. She's like, Mom, emergency, emergency. The mom is dead. And I'm like...
The mom?
Yeah. She said the mom is dead. Not me, like the mom rabbit, because I knew she was doing the rabbits. And I was like, what? No way. I'm like, what do you mean she's dead? I'm like, she's probably just sleeping. She's like, no, she's hard. And I'm like, this can't be. Like, I don't know. So I went out there and she was stiff as a board. So I was very shocked. And then I was very worried because these kits, I know I saw them nursing about a week and a half ago. Not like heavily or all the time, but like, you know, she's trying to hop around and they're trying to latch on and she's like not having it and whatever. So all I could think of was like, oh my gosh, I don't have another nursing doe. So I posted in one of the rabbit groups and I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And everybody's like, well, they probably aren't going to eat pellets. They'll probably be just fine. If anything, they might have some like gut and like gas issues and maybe some tummy issues from the lack of milk from mom. So I'm working on that, but they're all super happy and healthy and bouncy and they're fast. So they seem like they're doing okay. I go out there and check on them all the time. They're about 5 weeks old. So I think they're going to be okay. I better go let your dog in. But I was really upset because she was like our best doe. Elsa is over the hill. Well, and she was bound for the freezer, actually. Yeah. I had determined, I think the day before, that I was going to call her.
I think we just should stop with the silver fox.
We're not stopping with the silver fox. I have too much invested in them emotionally.
I know.
So I'm hoping one of those 5 kits will be a promising girl. If not, I do have another doe that's growing out from another local herd. She's a little light for my liking, but she's a little young too. She's about 6 months old.
Well, all 3 of those are does, aren't they? That are in that tractor right now.
Yeah, that lilac is a cull though. She has flyback fur, not stand-up fur.
Oh.
And then the other one is WTF 003. She won't pose at all. So I think there's something wrong with her, like structurally. So she's also a cull. Oh, and she has like awful silvering. Like it's very spotty and uneven. So she's also a cull. So anyways, hopefully we have something. I don't know. So that was a big blow and unexpected. And I'm dealing with it. It's okay. It'll be okay. But I'm upset. Anyways.
We got a super chat from Truck 3 Warden.
Thank you.
Says, hi from the north.
Hey.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it.
James says, question for Brandon. What is the most profitable line? Rabbits, 3D products, Quail, Qualcon merch, other merch, whatever you can demur, but acquiring mines. Honestly, what does the best for us right now is the quail and the quail eggs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the quail is the main business. We started with silver fox rabbits about a year ago. And then our doe actually ended up getting an injury, so she wouldn't even lift, like she couldn't be bred. So we didn't get any kits from her. Then we got a creme d'argent doe, a junior doe. Basically, we haven't made any money with the rabbits. Like we haven't even broken even with the feed bill or anything with those. The quail pay for themselves plus a little bit extra, which is super nice. And then like the stacking egg trays and the merch and stuff kind of helps supplement that when we have like dips in business or things come up or whatever. So the quail is the main business right now. And that's what allowed me to finally do this full time. So I'm very thankful for that. But yeah, we definitely are trying to build up our rabbit herd. Rabbits themselves are not really profitable, I guess. But they are good in their own way.
I mean, it saves us
for
money
meat
because we use them for meat for the dogs
and whatever we Right. Between us and the dogs, if we have anything left, we also have a business for feeders. So I don't know that we make a profit for them, but they're definitely worth my time and effort, if that makes sense. So we probably about break even with them in their value, but not, yeah. Sorry, rant.
Lee's Quail says, hello, everyone from Oklahoma.
Hello.
Thank you for joining. Ed says, Kristin wouldn't mind lots of pics of you in the calendar.
No, I don't know about that. I'm nervous to do mine, but it'll be okay.
Oh, that's the wrong one. James said, did the last Qualcon tickets sell? Yes, they did. Anyways,
we both just took our
Jasmine said, I know I'm behind on the photo shoot for the calendar. Life threw a bunch of lemons. I will try to get them done this week/weekend.
Yes.
I completely understand.
Yeah, we totally get it. And obviously, there's a lot going on with a lot of people right now. It seems to be a really rough summer. Even for like living on a farm, like it seems like everybody's having a hard time. So I understand.
Grab.
You know, the whiny McWine butt.
Yeah. Lee's Quail says, time to set a countdown timer for Qualcon.
Oh, there's one on the website.
Is that Qualcon? Is this supposed to be Qualcon? Or is it...
Come on, whiny.
I don't know.
Come on.
Carrot Top says, hello from Southeast Georgia. Hello, thank you for joining. Joy is here. Says, hello from Western Oregon.
Watch the tail, dude.
Hi, dog.
You can't come up here. You don't fit anymore.
He would if you moved the laptop.
I don't think he would. Somebody's going to get hurt, and it's probably going
to Lee's Quail says 115 here in Oklahoma yesterday. Brutal. We lost 80 birds, and I'm almost sick. Yeah, that's nuts. Holy cow. Sorry to hear that. James says, hot here in New York too. My wife says I can save bucks on brooders and just brood them in the living room.
Oh, he just burped my face. It smells like it came from the other end, but it was.
That was a nasty burp.
It's in my mouth.
Jasmine says the heat is really making the homestead really difficult. I am changing waters 3 or 4 times a day, giving rabbits frozen water bottles, and snuggled next to. Had to bring outdoor kittens in today. It's bad.
It is.
Hi, you want to say hi? Hi, Nano. Boy, big head.
He does have a big head.
Big nanner's head.
He's like, who are you talking to? Come on.
Lee's Quail says, yes, nope. Terrible day after losing a bunch of birds. AC went out. When it rains, it pours. Yeah,
that sucks.
Charles V's here says, hello to all. Hello, thanks for joining.
Oops, sorry.
Jasmine says, I'm going to process all my extra roos either tonight or tomorrow morning. I'm afraid they are all going to die from the heat. Can't keep them cool enough. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it's super hard.
It's too hot. I mean, today actually cooled off.
Here.
Which it was nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't imagine all those other temperatures.
It sucks when it moves in so insanely fast too. So like if you have a couple animals, like it's manageable because you're like, oh, you know, like because it's hot for you too. Like you need to take care of you too, so you don't have a heat stroke. And I forgot what I was saying, but when you have like a whole farm full of animals or several different kinds, it gets to be like as soon as you're done helping one animal set, breed, species, whatever, you have to go do the other ones, and then you just keep going like all day long, and then you're trying to stay hydrated, and it's hard. And a lot of that stuff you can't do, like you can't prep ahead of time. It's just, it has to be done while it's hot. Like taking ice out, you know?
Yeah. The ducks actually do pretty well in the heat. We have them free ranging in our fenced in area in the backyard, and they like to eat some plants that they shouldn't sometimes, but
rip lilies.
They actually are pretty smart. They keep finding the shade spots, and they're keeping themselves cool, playing with the water. I mean, we fill up their water multiple times a day.
I posted a video on our Instagram today of they're around the water dish, and like, I knew that ducks, like, they like kind of like shake their tail, but this one Cayuga, like, she would not stop. Like, she did it for like 5 minutes straight. I finally got out my phone, recorded it for about a minute, and she still kept doing it. And at first, I had the background music of Shake Ya Tail Feather. But then I like actually listened to the words. I'm like, I can't put that on our Instagram. It was like highly inappropriate. So I found another like country song that was a little more appropriate, but it obviously talked about like booties. So, but anywho, I'm an adult.
Lisa Quail says, Jasmine, heat won't kill my males, only females.
Yeah.
That stinks.
What's that all about?
Right?
Yeah, and how come? Okay, it makes me mad that like I have 2 other rabbits that I could easily call 3. I have 3 rabbits that could die, and like I'd be like, oh gosh, that sucks because I don't have the meat. But I'd be like, oh sorry, you're gonna die anyhow. But it had to be like a breeding aged mom. Seriously? So yeah, that seems how it works, right? Sucks, you guys. I'm sorry that you guys are losing animals too.
Ed says, can you use a misting fan for the rabbits and quail?
Rabbits are really not supposed to get wet. In emergency, they do kind of get like wet sometimes when I'm like spraying off the poop trays, and a mist would probably be okay, but you definitely have to make sure it's a light mist. Because otherwise they can't like regulate their heat, kind of like a quail chick sort of. In extreme heat, as an emergency, you can put them in rabbits, that is, you can put them in room temperature water to help get their core body temperature down. But that is like if they're like unresponsive, on the verge of death, basically. So, which obviously like I missed with Eclipse. So it's weird that she died in the morning or like overnight, because that's when it would have been cool. So I don't really understand. I don't know if the heat took a lot out of her, and then she was just weak and then just fell asleep and didn't wake up. I'm not sure. That's why I don't know.
Yeah, Jasmine said, not here, Ed. We have a high humidity, so misting doesn't actually help cool them off. I have fans on them. Yeah, we had fans, but I didn't actually think we needed them because it wasn't that warm.
No, and that's why I was surprised too. Like nobody else seemed to be even like panting hard or anything. The last heat wave when
it was in the 90s.
Eclipse, it was in the high 90s, and it was super humid. It was like you went outside and you felt like you weren't breathing, because it was like almost the same as your internal body temperature and like moist, like your breath is. But I actually put the fans on the rabbit cages, and then I put their water with some ice and a frozen water bottle in front of the fans. So it kind of had like a swamp cooler effect. So.
Yeah, Lisa's, yeah, Hurt can't keep up with orders already with 350 birds. Yeah, I can imagine that just would suck.
Yeah, it's hard when you're like behind.
Ed says, wow, Nano is getting huge.
Yeah, he's
turning into a dog.
About 100 pounds now.
S.L. Swanson says, when did you get that horse? That's what I call him. Everybody called, or I don't know. I've had literal people ask me about the horse.
Yeah, or
they walk
horse.
Up, yeah, they're like, I like your horse. I'm like, thanks.
I think we're actually gonna get a saddle to put on his service vest, and like Woody from Toy Story.
I can't remember if it was the state of Wisconsin or
it's the state of Wisconsin.
The state of Wisconsin, yeah, we can actually get a miniature horse. I could get a miniature horse for a service animal.
Yeah,
I was like, that's kind of cool. I think my daughter would love it.
Yeah, right. Somebody posted on the Great Dane page. It was Khaleesi's breeder, I think. I can't remember. I saw a video of a Great Dane running beside a pony, and the Great Dane was bigger than the pony. And I'm like, that's awesome.
It says, hi ho, nano.
Giddy up.
Charles says, has anyone had problems with the quail water bottle? It completely empties out in the brooder and all the baby quails get soaked.
Oh.
The only time I've had issues with that is because we use blue shop towels for like the first week or so, and like it like wrapping up and kind of just wicking out and getting the blue shop towels soaked. I've always caught it pretty early, or even like the shavings. If there's too many shavings in there, the shavings will wick the water out because the quail will kick the shavings into the water.
About them drowning. I have had where like I'll first put the water
I'm assuming he's talking about chicks. I mean,
yeah, and all the baby quails get soaked.
Yeah.
Like where the water comes out, like from the water bottle into the like trough area, there's like one little spot that has a hole, and if you have the hole kind of like up in the air,
yeah, if it's tilted to the side,
it'll just keep pumping out.
It will keep coming out because it doesn't create that lock of the water. So you gotta make sure that's always towards if it's sitting in there not flat, the hole's gotta be towards the sloped bottom.
And I would just say maybe like make sure it's screwed on all the way because maybe it's not lining up or something.
Feathered Connections is here. Says, hey, Kelly Tickle Trunk is here. I'm having issues with heat too. Ed says, no, Charles shouldn't be doing that unless it's heated correctly. And SO says, I use the quail waterer, make sure it's level and wet within hours. Those chicks, I think, suck it out and spit it on the floor.
Yeah.
Ed says, Kelly, it's 71 in my house.
You know what, Ed?
I think it's like 73 in here.
Ed always has like near perfect weather, unless there's a hurricane. Like there is no in between.
He's saying in his house.
Oh,
because of the air conditioning.
I suppose, yeah.
That's why I said it's 73 in here. I mean, I think it's only 78 outside right now. Verna said, Kristin, I would think that her pregnancy / delivery gave you a clue that something was wrong. She may have had another still inside her that she didn't expel. Could be along those lines. I'm not sure. She would have died a lot sooner than that.
Yeah, because I actually thought of that when she had the first rabbit kit, like the fart baby. I was like, oh gosh, what if they're like stuck inside of her? And I'm like, well, I guess if she doesn't deliver or die by like day 31, she's good. And then like even after she was done, like because of the heat, because I thought about like maybe dehydration and stress, I kept a close eye on her because I thought that was maybe a possibility because she did have a kind of a rough delivery. I really think that the 4 dead kits was partially because of the dogs, because I don't know if they were stillborn. She ate them. Like they were half eaten.
Oh, did they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And rabbit moms will do that if they ever feel like there's a danger threatened. Or if she feels like they're weak and they're going to die.
She's on the bottom of our hutch, so she's only like, I think, 2 feet off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, you know, we have a almost 3 foot tall dog standing on all fours.
So him even like walking by or her even seeing him from afar could be enough to trigger that, especially for like a new mom rabbit. I really think that it had to do a lot with the heat. And I think that that's what she died from was like heat or dehydration. Another thing I thought of, although she was a little far postpartum for this, was like milk fever. Basically, their body depletes so much calcium from their body to produce milk that they die. And they have a heart attack. It's like an electrolyte imbalance, but usually they die like shortly after kindling. And these kits are 5 weeks old, and they're proving to me they weren't drinking much milk anymore anyhow. So I really think it was the heat. So I also was doing some reading. I have a silver fox book. And another thing could have been like ketosis. Like she lost weight too fast, basically, and her body went into shock. That could be something too. So I won't know because I won't send her in for a like autopsy, necropsy, or whatever. So
Kelly says heat seems to be affecting laying hens the most. My house isn't too bad. Ed, probably 68. Outside, the animals struggle 2 to 3 times a day, giving fresh water and frozen bottles.
mm-hmm.
She said she has a question. Do you find the creams very difficult to breed? I heard recently from a serious breeder if she could go back, she'd stay away from that breed altogether. We haven't had any issues.
I think the biggest issue with them right now is they are a threatened breed. So it's very hard to find stock. It's very hard to find good
quality stock,
I should say. Yeah. There are, unfortunately, I was actually just talking to another silver fox breeder because I obviously am having issues with my lines right now for silver foxes. And I asked her if she would have anything upcoming, and she won't for a while. So we'll have to like limp along and breed at least for dog food. Like we need dog food. But I said to her, it's a shame that there's so many people selling rabbits just to sell them, just to make money. They breed them and sell the whole litter. You're supposed to keep the best and eat the rest. And people don't always do that. They just sell everything. So that's probably the biggest issue. So like if you run into a problem like I'm running into with my silver fox, like I know it's hard for you're trying really hard right now to find stock. Well, say something happens in the heat and you lose them all, it's very hard to build that back up. So because you have to call hard. So
Jasmine
I would definitely not go back on creams. I love them. And my silver fox, that's why he's like, I wouldn't give up.
I love both of them, honestly.
I'm like, I'm not giving up my silver fox. No
Jasmine
way.
says, love y'all, but I gotta go do more watering for all the homestead animals. Need to move my birthday goats. You have birthday goats?
I think that was partially her present.
Oh. I will check back when I'm done to see if you're still live streaming. Well, thank you.
Take care of yourself too. Stay hydrated, young lady.
Kelly wants to know, also with rabbits, can you breed the parents to the kids?
Yes.
Yes, you can. Just not siblings.
Mm-hmm.
Ed says, I put my water on concrete pad / block. That way the shavings don't get kicked in it. Yeah. I actually 3D printed some like plastic blocks for Kristin for a while. We used those for a little while, but then ended up just shying away from them. And I don't think we have issues once they get a couple weeks old, and then by 3 weeks they're out to the grow out pens and we don't have to worry about it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's really only like from weeks like 2 to 3 that it's an issue, the shavings.
Yeah,
and that's when they get really smelly.
That's when they kick up a lot of dust too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's because they're maybe like losing their down. They produce a lot of dust. I didn't think there could be anything any dustier than a chicken chick. Quail are definitely dustier. Or maybe it's just because we have way more quail than we've ever had chickens. I don't know. That might be part of it.
Which Doctor's here says, hey guys, hello, thanks for joining.
Hey, happy birthday. It's her birthday today.
Mel's birthday today?
It is Melanie's birthday. Or was it yesterday? No, I think it was today.
Oh, I didn't know.
My days are blurring together. I'm pretty sure it's today.
This week's blurring together for me. I've been working a crap ton.
I actually like set up to like have some of my bills get paid like on payday. And I set it for tomorrow. And I'm like, oh no, not tomorrow. Please don't take that money out of my account tomorrow. It won't work.
S.L. Swanson said, I found if I put a waterer inside a bowl of slightly larger size, it can help keep leakage down.
Oh, that's a good idea. And then they can maybe still use that so you're not wasting as much either.
Psycho Ward 360s here. Says hello, guys. Hello. Thank you for joining.
Hey, hey.
Melanie's is
Oh,
today.
it is today. Okay, that's what I thought.
Look at that. I don't know how you guys know this.
The Book of Faces.
Mm.
I had Jasmine and Ed's in my phone.
Oh.
That's not creepy. I have Verna's in my phone. I think I have Zach and Jenna's. Brooke. I think I have PJ and Katrina.
I don't know my birthday half the time.
Right? How's everybody's gardens doing in this heat? Ours is definitely exploding. We have a lot of summer
Our
squash.
sunflower grew like a foot.
Yes,
in last week.
I am going to go deer hunting pretty soon, though. About had it with this deer.
My corn's actually starting to grow.
Yeah, what the deer hasn't eaten.
Yeah. It needs water. I need water tonight.
But the deer ate all of my peas in the one garden, all my Swiss chard, a bunch of my pepper tops. I'm like, why are my peppers so short? I'm like, it just rained. Like, they should be eating smaller, or they should be eating bigger, not smaller. And I looked and all the tops are munched off. I'm like, seriously? So, but our peppers are exploding, which is super fun. I found out that I didn't know this. Brandon knew this. Brandon's like the pepper guru. So we've gardened before. I've never really had a successful garden. I've gotten like a few vegetables here and there if I was lucky. But it was like basically pure luck.
Container gardening more than anything.
And I didn't water enough because containers need to be watered more often.
Watering, and we didn't use big enough containers when you were doing a lot of that.
It was a lot of trial and error. I didn't know what I was doing, but I learned a lot, which I guess is good. I failed forward. So anyways, Brandon has always been the pepper guru, and he already knew this. I had never planted a pepper that grew upwards. So my mom and dad came over Sunday. Yeah, I think it was Sunday. And I grabbed some peppers from the garden for my mom because she wanted some, and some zucchinis and some squash. And then I was talking to her about the peppers. She's like, yeah, my mom, which is my grandma, well, obviously, used to have, she said that hot peppers grow straight up. I'm like, well, that's weird. I said, like, they curl over like this one. And I showed her the banana pepper, and it was kind of like curled up, kind of like a moon shape almost. And she's like, no, she said they grew straight up in the air, but I don't know, maybe it curls around enough. I'm like, yeah, because jalapenos don't do that. They hang straight down. Well, sure enough, I went over, we have our hot peppers in the raised garden beds, and then the mild peppers like down below. That's just kind of how I separated them. And I went over to the hot pepper bed where I had already picked jalapenos, but there were the Hungarian yellow wax peppers growing straight up. And I was like, how weird is that I didn't know that? My mom mentioned that about my grandma, and then I found them. I don't know. My grandma was, I don't know, apparently she was there on Sunday too. Sometimes weird things like that happen. I'm like, oh, there's grandma, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Truck 3 Warden says, hatching Cayuga ducks for the grandkids.
Yay!
3 hatched today out of 21 in lockdown. Will almost not even need heat on them in the brooder in this weather.
Yeah, no kidding. I love Cayugas so much. I love them. I have a Cayuga Drake that I think I'm going to show at the Portage, like whatever poultry show. I've never shown poultry, but my chicken dealer, which is actually now my duck dealer too, from up north, she's really good.
She's just a good farm friend.
Yeah, we've gotten really close. Like, she's my all things farm dealer, but she's also a good friend. And she's like, I sent her a picture of the Drake, and she's like, oh, he's beautiful. He's like showable. She's like, you should show him. I'm like, I don't know how to show. She's like, well, I'm going to blah, blah, blah show, and you're coming with. I'm like, okay. So I was also going to go through my chicken pen and see if I have anything that's like show worthy in there. I don't have any silkies that are showable because I just have chocolates, which is not a recognized color, but I do have some Marans and some like a leg bar that might be okay. we'll see. I'm going to get the SOP book, which is super expensive and hard to find right now because they're all sold out everywhere. But anyways, that's the end of September. So it'd be cool if you would go to that. I don't know if you go to poultry shows, but maybe you're going to that one and we could see each other. Also, I don't remember if you're going to Qualcon or not. I thought you said you were, but I can't remember.
That says you still have not put the wolf pee out.
No, I really want to find something that's not stinky.
Well, Richard Brown said deer roast.
Yes.
Yeah, I wish we could shoot that thing.
I do not have a bow and arrow. I did growing up, but
I don't have one.
I'm
that's strong enough to shoot a deer. I'm
debating getting a bow or a crossbow. I don't know if I could do a regular bow anymore because I think doesn't have to be like 70 pounds or something for deer hunting.
I think 50 or 60 is enough to kill a deer.
Maybe it was my cousin Randy. I think he had a 70-pound bow.
Most people hunt with like a 70 or 80 pound.
Yeah, and I remember I tried pulling it back and it like took everything. I mean, I was like 16, but like I could barely pull it back. I'm like, yeah, if I had to get that up and ready and to aim quickly, like that, it wasn't like the deer would get away. So I think I probably, now that I've lost weight, especially, I probably would need a crossbow. I don't think I can pull that heavy of a bow back anymore. Maybe because I can lift a lot of feed.
Christopher says, last hatch I had 2 chicks drown in the quail chick water. That's crazy.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Actually, I did see, maybe that was you. I think it was. Now that I see your name and like putting 2 and 2 together, somebody posted like in one of the quail groups and it was like their beak was like in the water. The only thing I could think of, the thing is you had 2 of them. I thought maybe that had happened like if they were overcrowded and say like he was drinking and one of the other chicks came and kind of like crushed him, like broke his neck and like that's how it happened, or they were too hot or cold or something and it got stepped on and got its head shoved down in there. I don't know, but knock on wood, we haven't had any drownings in our quail waters. I mean, although knowing quail chicks, they will find any possible way to kill themselves. So I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm just like, that is so rare for you to have 2 of them. That's like mind-boggling, but that's quail for you. I'm sorry that happened.
James says, by the way, wish me luck. 60 Southwest Game Birds eggs arriving Friday. I was going to go with my shire, but his jumbos are unattainable.
Yeah, they're attainable, but you will wait a long time. I think they are like
ours, not as long as his wait, but yeah, we have a long way as well.
They are well worth the wait. So that's kind of how I feel with. I know somebody was looking for creme d'argents in the Midwest area, and I had recommended another breeder, and she's like, "Yeah, I've got nothing." I'm like, "Well, her stock is, I know everybody wants something right now, but like it's just not a thing." I think I don't want to say I refuse to fearmonger because I think that that's a very dangerous game to play, especially on social media for many reasons. But I think that people are very aware to the fact that our food economy, I guess, our food system is more fragile than we used to think it was. It's always been fragile, but when COVID hit, I think a lot of people saw how fragile it is. And then now with some of the stuff that's continuing to go on, like everything, there's always something lately, just always something. And I think people are like, I want to have this for myself just in case. So it's really hard to get anything. Like, good luck buying jars right now or canning lids. Yeah, it's hard. So good luck with your hatch, though. I love Southwest Game Birds' packaging. It's super adorable. I hope
that's why the eggs are expensive.
I hope someday I can have a cute box like that or something. Actually, we're working on doing something a little bit different just for time's sake. Because right now, if you guys have ordered eggs from us, I write on all of them. And when we were only sending out like, a box a week or even a day, like it wasn't that big of a deal. But when you're sending out multiple boxes a day, it takes a long time. Like the time adds up. I want to still do it because that's like, that's something I want to do. but we're working through finding a different way so I can still personalize the boxes. It'll still be affordable, but it'll be more efficient. So, but Southwest Game Birds definitely has efficiency in their boxing system because it's pre-printed. Super cute. So I can tell a lot of thought went into that too, because it's cute, but it's also very functional. Like, yeah, good job. But good luck hatching.
Chuck 3 Warren says, my garden has also exploded. Pumpkins are going up the cucumber trellis. Hope it doesn't collapse. Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, maybe put some like 2x2s or something. Hold it up, give it more support.
Brenna says, Kristin, you need a compound bow.
Yeah, that was the one that was 70 pounds that, like, when I was 16, I could hardly pull back. I could pull it back, but it took a long time.
Ed said, crossbow, you can get them with a crank. Crossbows aren't too hard to load up.
No, because it's got that.
They're a lot less weight. I think those are usually around 40, 45 pounds.
I feel like the way you, I don't know, is it called racking? If it's a bow? I guess I don't know the terminology. I know my firearm better. But when you load it.
I don't know anything about firearms.
Oh, shut up.
I think Charles says,
easier.
Thank you all for your suggestions.
Yes.
You're welcome. Regenerative Life says, my quail are on day 16, have not hatched yet. They were laid on 4, I think you said 7-4.
Oh,
are the eggs bad? You should, I would worry if you don't see anything in the next
4 days.
5 days.
Yeah. You should see pips within 4 days or wiggling and wobbling.
Yeah. And something will pop out more than likely in a couple days. Because, I mean, they're supposed to hatch on day 17. So
17, 18, yeah.
And, 18. So I wouldn't worry about too much.
There's still, yeah, it is.
As long as your temperature and humidity is good for your lockdown, you should. And if you candle them and there's birds in there, something should hatch. Joy says, I used to wet my rabbit's ears when it was hot and put fans on them.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. Yeah, they do a lot of their heat
ventilation
in their ears.
Yeah, I noticed when we were tattooing the other day, towards the end, because it was getting hotter in the day, you can see their little, especially in the creme d'arges, not as bad in the silver fox because they're darker, but I could see like the little veins in their ears. I'm like, oh, they're hot. So.
Truck Through Warren says, yes, going to Qualcon. Hopefully my I don't know what that's
significant other.
Oh, okay. Can make it too, but between the 10-week-old and the 14-year-old fur baby, he might have to decide to stay home with the kids. Don't show poultry.
Well, hopefully, yeah, so we'll see you at Qualcon, and hopefully you can come as a family. That'd be fun. I know there's lots of people that are like trying to figure out what to do with their farm animals, but also like pets and stuff. That is a hard age. The old one and the young one. That's a really hard age to leave them anywhere.
Psycho War 360 said, we just found a 20-acre ghost town for sale. Any takers?
Where is it? If it's in Vegas, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I like to visit Vegas. I will give you that. I don't know that I could live there. I give you props for dealing with that heat. Because, yeah.
It even has a real jail.
My great uncle was a sheriff. I have 2. No, I have 3 badges. So I could be the sheriff. They're not police badges. I'm not an officer. I'm not impersonating an officer.
Witch Doctor says, I'm telling you, we can build a community if we get the right property.
Yes.
Why not?
I like this.
Psycho War says there's 10 buildings that equal a lot of quail. Definitely.
Sweet.
Quail, rabbits, ducks.
The ducks can roam. The ducks can be the sheriff.
Sheriff Duck.
Sheriff Duck.
Christopher says, I do have some of your eggs in the incubator. Love the box. So did my mail lady.
Awesome. I'm
Cool.
glad you liked it.
Thanks.
I know it's not like, it's definitely like homemade, home decorated, I guess. But thanks. I'm glad you liked it. I always get, now the girls at the post office don't laugh as much. Sometimes like people in line, because I take them in and just set them on the counter, but there's usually people waiting in line to be helped by like the post office like clerk person. And they're used to it. Like they've obviously postal worker. Sorry. They obviously have seen our boxes come through, so they're used to it, but they used to be like, oh, that's so cute, but like a lot of times people in line will be like,
There's
quail
in there?
Yeah. They're like, there's a quail in there? I'm like, no, hatching eggs. You can send those through the mail? Mm-hmm. Do you live in town? Mm-hmm. So it always, not always, but probably 60% of the time I strike up a conversation about quail just by dropping off quail eggs at the store or post office.
She never carries a business card with her.
Not into the post office. But yeah, maybe I should. Mm-hmm. So we did drop some off to our mushroom guy. That sounds really bad. There's a local
mushroom guy. He grows very good mushrooms.
Yes. Like, edible.
He's got shiitakes, pink oyster, blue oyster, and a bunch of other stuff I can't remember. He's got lots of stuff. I was trying to get him to grow woodier mushrooms.
Yeah.
I like woodier mushrooms.
What is this kind? Words are hard sometimes.
Yeah.
My ears all
If you've never seen a woodier mushroom, it's usually the mushroom they put in hot and sour soup from like a Chinese restaurant.
But it looks like an ear.
But when it grows on a piece of wood, it looks like an ear. So it's kind of cool. They're tasty.
What was that one that we had? This gentleman, he goes to, that's how he found him, was at the farmer's market. Trying to find, what was the one that we had, and it had like the mimicry, like bacon?
What's the pink oyster?
Was it?
Yeah, I remember he does lion's mane mushroom or whatever too. That's that white one that you just showed or had up. But yeah, we stopped over there the other day. I bought a mushroom kit for him so I can grow some mushrooms.
More mushrooms, because the first ones that we got were really good.
Yeah.
Shiitake.
And I like to support local businesses.
Yeah, he's a super cool dude. He's fun to talk to. He's got 2 kids, I think 2. But just a guy out there trying to make money for his fam like we are, and I like that.
Yeah, he's been in the mushroom business
5 years?
4 years, I think.
Or no, he's been going to the market for 4. I don't know. But he his mushrooms are also featured on the menu at the restaurant that our eggs and quail have been at. So it's super cool. So far, I have not seen a dish that has our stuff together. That'd be really cool.
I just shared his website if you guys are interested.
Yeah. He's a super cool guy. Check him out. I think he ships too, doesn't he?
Yep.
So he actually sells these kits. It comes in a box with, I think, everything you need, right? Like the little mister bottle and all that stuff and instructions. The first flush is guaranteed, which means you'll get at least some mushrooms. Sometimes they'll continue to come back. That's what it means by a flush. But he's definitely very knowledgeable and very passionate about what he does. Kind of like how we are with quail. So
yeah, it's fun seeing other people do this. Verna says lion's mane mushrooms are great.
I don't think I've had that.
I haven't either yet. Witch Doctor says lion's mane is great for the brain. When prepared with a microdose of other mushrooms, it will repair brain damage.
The other mushrooms? Meaning the other kind? The other kind?
Well, they're mushrooms.
I know they are. So my mother-in-law, his mom, is actually a nurse practitioner. And so her and I a lot of times will talk about like herbal medicine and like how medicine has come along. And, we've talked about like silver and how, that's whatever. Anyhow, one day we struck up a conversation. We're like, wouldn't it have been interesting to have been a fly on the wall back when they were discovering what mushrooms or not just mushrooms.
Just any plant.
Any plant.
In general.
Is it edible? Is it good? Will it make you sick? Will it kill you? But can you imagine sitting with somebody who ate or smoked or whatever you do with the other mushrooms? I don't even know. Do you eat them?
Eat them.
Okay, sorry, I don't know. I'm very sheltered. Can you imagine like being, I imagine they probably sat down in pairs like, hey, you go eat this and I'll take notes or whatever. I guess that's just how I picture it in my head. Can you imagine being the one sitting there taking notes and like this other person's like, dude, there's a dragon behind you. Like, I would be like, what are you talking about? Of course, like now in today's day and age, like you realize like they're on something, but like back then they didn't know. So like having somebody hallucinate would be so bizarre. Like if you didn't know what hallucinating was, like I find this so interesting. But even like herbal medicine, like figuring out dosages, because we were talking about that too, because we have a lot of like Native Americans in the area and they do a lot of like natural medicine. And there's some stuff that you'll take it to do one thing or another, but if you take too much, it'll actually do the opposite, like an adverse reaction. Like it's weird. It goes from like one polar opposite to the other at a certain amount. Like it's so, God is cool. Like the like plants and like it's just so cool that stuff all exists and works and it's all planned out and we just have to learn about it. It's there, So sorry, it's kind of like that got kind of like deep and weird. So I'm sorry.
Psycho Ward says my birds talk to me on mushroom day. LOL, just kidding.
Taking notes. Birds are talking.
I want to know what is everybody's next homestead animal if you're getting another homesteading animal. And what would you like, even if you can't get another animal?
Yeah, if time or if
I know I have 2, because I ultimately would love to raise pigs and cows. Just because I like those meats, and I think it'd be good for us to be able to raise those.
Do you want us to butcher them, or would we take them to the butcher?
It would depend. More than likely, the cows, at least the cows, we would have to take somewhere.
Because they're heavy. They're huge. I don't even know. Do you dress them like, is it just like a deer? Like
a cow?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a lot of stomach to get rid of.
You mean stomachs?
Yes.
And like a pig, is a pig get dressed out like a deer?
Pretty much.
I mean,
I think we could handle pigs.
I think animals are mostly the same. Like
I can't imagine. I think it would be pretty daunting to do a cow just with the 2 of us. Maybe if we had more family over or something.
I know a lot of people, when they do cows, they have like several people, because they'll have one person like skinning, one person sawing, one person like actually cutting up and packing the meat. Like it is a team process. I don't know, because like I guess they are bigger than a deer. Like with deer, you can like do it with one person. 2 is better.
With a cow?
Yeah,
you're comparing a cow and a deer.
Yeah, I mean a cow is bigger.
A cow is like 10 times the meat.
That's what I'm saying. So I feel like you need like 20 people, because 2 people is like optimal. Because if you have 3 people working on a deer, it's too much. Like there's just too many hands in the way, and then somebody's gonna get cut. And
well, Psycho Ward says he wants pigs. What kind of pigs? I'm curious. If you've looked into them, what breed of pig would you like?
Yeah, I didn't know that there were so many different kinds, and there's like ones with.
Verna says I want pygmy dairy goats.
Ooh,
that'd be fun. Witch Doctor says emus and alpacas.
Yes. I also want an emu, or a couple of them.
I don't know,
but I don't know what
use they have on the homestead is other than pets.
Oil. They make really good guard animals. Supposedly, I don't know. So do donkeys, is what I've heard. But
does anybody like having geese on their homestead? I'm curious.
Is there such thing as a nice goose? I like the look of those Sebastian pole or whatever, the ones with like the curly feathers. They look like ballerinas.
Make sure you hit the like button. Anyway, by the way.
If you like animals, hit the like button.
James says, don't listen to anything the Quail say about the mothership. They are such fibbers. I know.
Yes.
Verna says you can get mini cattle. Jasmine knows.
Yeah, I actually was
I've
reading.
never looked into mini cattle.
I was actually reading that if you are new to cattle, for like a small homesteader, it can be good. And actually, that might be a good option for us for a dairy. I was going to say dairy goat, for a dairy cow, because we don't drink a lot of milk, but like a small one would probably be enough for like the kids. I mean, obviously, like they don't destroy the ground as much because they aren't as heavy. They don't eat as much. So the food conversion, I haven't done a lot of research in it, but supposedly the food conversion is better on a miniature cow. But I really think it's situational. Like it really depends on, like, if you have a large family, like don't get a miniature cow because you're going to need several miniature cows to equate to what you need. And then,
well, if we butchered one cow a year, I think it'd be plenty for us.
I don't know that a miniature cow would be.
I'm talking about a regular cow.
Oh,
regular.
So you want a beef cow and a dairy cow? I want a dairy cow.
I don't want dairy cows because I don't want milk.
But I
want beef cows.
I want to make butter.
Yeah, that's you. You do you.
Oh my God.
I'll have my herd of cattle, and you have
Maybe I'll just have goats.
You can have your
goats for milk.
Well, that would work.
I really want a cow though. I really like I'm drawing a blank. Those reddish cows.
I know you liked visiting that cow the other day.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh.
And having it lick your hand
I don't know
off.
about the licking part. It was really weird. Its tongue was like a cat tongue, but really big. I don't know how to explain. It was like not soft either. It was very like.
I was all comfortable.
That's kind of that's how a cow licks you.
Stop. Anyways, Gary says, "Hello, Whiskey Tango Farms," and Verna. Ed got bait into all the rest of the Quail family and friends. It's been a while from North Carolina. Hello. How's it going? How's everything doing on your
neck of the woods?
Neck of the woods with your quails and all that.
Yes, Highland cows. Oh my gosh, they're so cute.
Wish Doctor says Highland cows too.
I don't know if those are for meat or milk or just because they're cute. I don't really know.
What's an ND milk cow? Milk goat.
I feel like I should know. ND. Nigerian dwarf.
There you go. I can't.
I feel like I'm on Jeopardy. What is a Nigerian dwarf?
What is this? A Guernsey milk cow? Is that how you say that? Mm-hmm. Guernsey? I can't read.
Yes, I want Nubian goats too. Those are dairy goats, and those are got the flippy floppy ears. They're like little velvet. What are the ones without the well, they have ears, but they're like, I forgot what those are called. Those are supposed to be like the best milk goat, but I don't like that they don't have ears. So I like the Nubians. But our daughter really wants to show goats. She wants goats. And then my mother-in-law said the other day, well, what if you just keep it at my house and she can show it and take care of it and we'll sell it for meat after the fair? And I'm like, meat goats? Now that's something different. So I've been doing research on that now. And I'm like, I don't want meat goats.
Milk cow. Or milk goat, wherever.
That would be a Nubian.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want to sell it. Your mom doesn't want to keep it all winter. That's the problem. Right. I think we could probably sell a dairy goat.
Ed says all geese are nice once fried.
I've never had goose. Actually, I had a bite of the one that your mom took to the butcher that we don't think was actually hers.
Gross.
I don't think she got her animals back.
No, she didn't. There's no way. Because some ducks were not.
Yeah, and the chickens she got back were skinny, and her chickens were not, like, they were hefty.
She has huge chickens.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're big.
Yeah, and she got back, like, a leg bar or something. It was awful.
Regenerative Life says, I will be purchasing between 5 and 20 acres this year, and I eventually want Dexter miniature cows, alpacas, and honeybee hives. Yeah, I definitely want to get honeybees.
Yes.
Really bad.
Me too.
I've been wanting honeybees for years, and I got to try to convince her to somehow...
not be allergic?
Yeah.
We don't know if I am.
I think I'm just going to take her to the honey farm nearby.
Yeah, you know what he said to me?
We'll just take a couple bees and have them crawl on her.
So a nearby town from where I grew up is a honey farm, and actually they have some bees. It's a long story, but they took some bees from our yard once, and they went in there and made honey. when I was younger, but they're still in business, and we actually sell their honey at the PK Amherst animal swap. And he's like, we were talking about it. He's like, I should just take you to Henry's and we'll just take your EpiPen and we'll like rile them up a little and see what happens. And I'm like, there's not even a hospital in Granite. The nearest hospital is like a half an hour away. So yeah, I have an EpiPen. I would probably be okay. Probably. But he's just like, yeah, we'll just take you over there. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like,
you're still breathing, right?
For now. God. I need to just bite the bullet and get one of those tests. But what if it's not right?
No.
Can you just like sue them? Probably not, because there's probably like fine print that says it's only 99.9% accurate or something. I guess if that's how I go out, that's how I go out.
Witch Doctor says, but if you want a dairy cow, make sure you get one with A2 genetics.
I don't know what that means. I don't actually know a lot about cows.
I don't either.
Not for like that kind of stuff. Like I haven't done enough research. I was actually talking to my chicken / duck / everything dealer up north, my farm friend. And I told her that before we get cows and pigs, we would start with goats, because that is kind of the next step. Like there's nothing that we have now that needs to be like vaccinated and dewormed and all that. Like kind of the dogs, but not like farm animal. Goats have to be dewormed and vaccinated or whatever. Like there's a lot more to it. The bigger the animal, the more stuff it needs. So I would want to start with something smaller and make sure we can handle it and all that. So, because yeah, then you get into like breeding and AI. And I do not want to do no AI for any type of animal.
You stick your hand up.
Nope. Not sticking my hand up nowhere. That's the thing too, is I don't want to, I want a dairy cow, but I don't want to deal with calving and all the things that seem to go wrong during calving. It can happen with goats though too. See, and that's why I want to practice with goats first, because like a cow is just a bigger goat.
Oh, with the goats, you're gonna have to stick your hand up there and move the
sometimes
kid.
If stuff goes wrong, yeah.
I'd
rather start with that.
Every time I look on the internet, it's always going wrong.
Oh, great.
So
maybe we'll just get one that's been bred and be done.
James says, geese make great guard animals and they can be friendly, but you have to invest time with them when young. They're fearless and fight above their weight class. So they have tiny dogs. I've heard that they can be nice, but
I wonder if it's also probably like breed specific, but also like look at quail and rabbits, for instance. They do have different characteristics. You're always going to have one that goes against the grain of the breed or whatever. So
yeah. Like Nano and Khaleesi, they're like night and day. Nano's a good dog for the most part, and Khaleesi gets into everything.
He has destroyed my screen.
Yes.
He has destroyed a third of my plants. Khaleesi destroyed the other 2/3. But that's because he riles her up.
No, it's the other way around.
No.
Truck 3 Warden says Lamacha.
Yeah, that's it. The goats without the ears.
They have no ears?
They have ear holes, but they don't have like ear flaps.
Gross.
They're kind of so ugly.
We can
they're
look
cute.
at them later.
Okay,
Linda says, I have a faint goat. He's fun. I don't allow the kids to make him faint on purpose, but every time my son cranks his motorcycle, the goat falls over.
That's awesome. I actually had some farm friends a while ago. They bought fainting goats, but they were like defective. They didn't work. They didn't faint. And I've heard that can happen if you make them faint too much. But there's also like a small chance that it can be that breed, but not actually faint. Like there's supposedly, I don't know. See, look. They have ear holes, but they don't have. That's
weird. Gross.
Yeah. You'll have to Google it yourself. I'm sorry.
Gary says, I have been busy with the garden, have hatched over 150 quail, pheasants, and 8 weeks old have been having fun. LOL. That's
That
awesome.
sounds like a good time. Busy.
I want to get pheasants too. That's one of my other things. I want lots of animals. I don't have enough now.
You would need to help more if you want more animals.
Linda says, living the dream, Gary. Gary says 90 in the incubator now. Awesome.
Cooking along.
Verna says she's got 100 in the incubator locked down on Tuesday.
It never gets old.
Cycle Ward says 120 in mine.
I'm not telling you how many we've got set.
I have no idea. It's a lot though. Verna says pumpkin seeds are great dewormer for goats.
Yes, we're Christmas trees. I know that. That's how many we have set.
Verna says with cows you have to pull the calf, 4 men, and a rope or a tractor.
Jeez. Sometimes they don't need to be pulled out though. I suppose if they're not positioned right, I think, yeah. Which, yeah, it seems like more often than not.
Gary says I met a guy that has Nubians and been getting goat's milk from him. Tastes great.
It's awesome.
Cool. Oh, she said might not high. Gotcha. Witch Doctor says, okay, everyone, I have 8,000 acres in Tennessee. We just all have to pitch in. I think somebody brought that up. Gosh, it was like a month and a half ago.
I think it was them.
And I'm like, I'm all game. Like,
I thought it was in Tennessee or something.
It was, yeah. It says, she said Tennessee.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Verna says, Gary, Nubian, and Pygmy have the best milk. I have not had goat's milk in a long time. I don't even remember what it tastes like. I was probably, gosh, like 10 or 11 when I had goat's milk.
I had goat milk ice cream when
Well,
I
I've
was
had
10.
other goat milk products like goat milk cheese and stuff like that, but not like goat's milk.
I've never had goat's milk.
Been a long time.
The kids milked the goat.
Yeah.
I didn't get the chance to because I had really bad anxiety at the time.
The teats on that goat
she was perfect for hand milking.
Yeah.
She had really long teats.
Huge. They were very full.
Mm-hmm.
They're weaning her though.
Huh?
They were weaning her kids off.
Yeah.
Her, so it says the only mushrooms I like are in a can with water.
Oh, that was like your dad too, wasn't it? Yeah, your dad.
Yeah. There's a very specific reason for that. Anyways, Gary says,
oh.
I was surprised at how sweet it is. Ed asks, Brandon, is that a Starfleet emblem on your shirt? I have no idea what a Starfleet is because I don't watch any of those nerd shows.
It is the brand of his shirt that I bought him or the kids bought him for Father's Day. It's Arctic Cool. I don't know, that's just their symbol. But it's supposed to be like a dry fit. We got him like 3 different colors. You said you liked them, but they have like polos and stuff too. So I got these first to see if he liked them, and then I'll probably get him some polos like for work. But the polos were more expensive, and I didn't want to invest if they weren't good. Witch
Doctor says, yep, it was me. I'm thinking of doing a GoFundMe for it. Yeah. We just have to get everybody together.
Yeah, right?
I don't know how that worked. I'm all edges.
Yeah. We are definitely being in the country and having more land, but we're like dreaming lately. And like we're blooming where we're planted here. But we want more. Like we just know we could fulfill our dreams fully elsewhere. Here we are a lot more limited. But to be fair, we can do a lot more here than we could when we were renting 2 years ago. So like I used to pray for what we have. Like it's really easy to
want more.
Mm-hmm. But I'm grateful for what we do have. I dream for more, and I know we will have more someday because we're working hard for it, but I am grateful for what I have now.
Yeah, Cycle Ward says, with what's going on in the world right now, we might all have to come together and build a compound, LOL.
Right.
I wouldn't mind.
I think we have enough skills that we could probably at least keep everybody alive.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, yeah.
I think we'd all be fine.
Bring the freeze dryer, guys.
We can make our own town.
Where's my... Oh, I gave you my juice because the dog was over here.
Gary says cow's milk is to raise a 2,000 bill goat's milk, a 100-pound kid. I don't know what that means. Sorry. Confused.
Maybe like that's how much it costs. $2,000 to get a cow, milking cow, and $100 to get a kid.
100-pound kid. Milk a 100-pound kid. Goat's milk. I don't know. Gary says, I lost 60 pounds when I stopped drinking cow's milk. I drank tons of cow's milk when I was a kid. And like I would literally drink, I don't know, 6 to 8 gallons of milk a week.
Holy crap, dear.
Like,
you mean with like your family though, not just you?
No, me.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I actually have never been a big
tons of
milk drinker. Only, it sounds so silly, but only with
so you lost 60 pounds when you stopped drinking goat's milk or cow's milk? Well, he said goat right here.
Oh.
Or 2,000-pound cow or a 100-pound goat. I don't know. We're all confused. I'm sorry.
I would only drink milk with like cookies and brownies and like desserts and stuff. And well,
that's
cereal.
The best thing ever is to get, whole milk from Quick Trip with some M&M cookies and dunk them in there. It's the best thing ever.
I have not had whole milk a whole lot in my life. I actually grew up drinking. We drank a lot of like 1%, and then like when my mom was
skim all my life.
Yeah,
when I was a kid.
Mostly we drank skim because my mom was trying to like lose weight and whatever. But I'm always a little worried about my bones because I didn't like drink a lot of milk growing up. But I ate a lot of like cheese and yogurt. So, and even now, like I eat a lot of cheese. Like,
yeah, Berna says until the government decided we were too independent and bust us up. Oh well.
They'd have us
we
first.
could form our own government at that point.
Oh God. Okay, stop, or YouTube is gonna shut us down.
Why?
We're joking, YouTube. We're joking.
Ed says, I would drink milk like that too, but in the last 5 to 6 years, I hardly drink milk at all. I have not drinking milk in decades. I think I got it all out when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I'll drink, like, I'll buy the kids milk once in a while, but I don't drink the milk. I'll drink chocolate milk once in a blue moon, but
And I don't know if eggnog counts, but like,
yeah, I don't think eggnog counts because it's not really technically milk. It's cream and eggs.
I like to chew my eggnog.
It says I can drink it from skim to whole or even heavy whipping cream. I've never drinking heavy whipping cream.
Me neither. Wow. Yeah, I've had everything. I actually didn't. I think I drank whole milk like when we had the kids because, we just had it in the fridge, so I'd drink it. But I had never had whole milk until then. And that was like literally just like with a brownie or something, like just a sip. But it was like, oh. Do you remember we made cheese once from whole milk? I remember that. It was actually really good. It was like a soft cheese, like a spreadable cheese. But I was like, oh my God, we made cheese. It was pretty neat.
Verna says, only milk I drink is in my coffee or cereal.
I really want to make butter.
SO says we'll become our own township and they'll make our own laws. Yes.
Yes.
See, that works. We can definitely do that. I think it's perfectly fine if we did that. We have to figure out who the sheriff is and who the town goofball is. And
3 badges, man. It's already official.
You have 3 badges?
Yeah.
Badges of failure or what?
No, I worked very hard for those.
That says me.
You mean for the class clown, right?
Yeah, he said me as far as the sheriff, and he said me also the clown,
Oh my
the
gosh.
town jester. That'll work.
Did you know our badges are made the same place that they make like police badges? Like it's a legit badge. Like it's made.
Okay,
it's
shut
real.
up. Gosh.
I'm very.
Sword. Subject.
I'm very proud of my achievements.
Gary says Ed got tank.
Yes. Kaboom.
So it says tie on goofball Brandon, me, and Ed. There
you go. The Three Stooges.
Shut up. Yeah. What now?
You definitely have the knowledge to be like at least the gun repairman, gun salesman, small arms dealer.
Well, it's because I am, but whatever.
I know.
Anywho's.
Oh wow, it's already 8:30. Holy mackerel!
It's late.
I was
Only 21 lakes.
I don't want to say like I didn't have rants, but I like went like on a tangent. I had a lot of tangents tonight. So
Ed says, "Wish I had a tank. Just a M35A2 deuce and a half with a gun turret."
I don't even know what that means.
That says his truck on his Facebook.
Yeah.
It's literally
Okay.
that truck in his thing.
Yeah.
You want to see it in a bigger picture of it? That's his truck right there.
Okay.
See it?
I see it. Oh,
I've
thank
seen
you.
it.
Jeez.
It's for sale.
Yeah.
You want to buy
Can
it?
that be my new truck?
Sure.
Then people would really stare when I go to the
down
post
there.
office.
I'll be right down there, Ed. We'll get it.
Walk in with my like stacks of quail egg boxes, drive up in a military truck.
I don't know if I could afford the diesel to run that thing.
Right? Even if we just to like drop off quail eggs at the post office, it like costs a lot.
There goes all our profit.
Yeah.
Truck 3 Warren says, I have a cannon.
That is
works.
Cool. That's awesome.
SO says Ed's in charge of armed forces, or he'd be the armed forces.
Yes. Love it.
Joyce says La Mancha goats have tiny ear flaps.
Yes. Yeah, I was looking at the picture, and they do have a little bit of an ear flap. I guess I thought they didn't like have anything, but I mean, yeah. I wonder what the reasoning is for that. It's kind of weird.
I don't know. It's really strange. Very, very strange.
It is strange. Did you know? Oh, I forgot what kind it is that Cindy has. So, my farm friend, she also has pigeons, but the pigeons she has are like good for self-sufficiency because, well, I don't really know I mean, I guess you eat the pigeon eggs and meat, you could, but they raise their own babies. They have a mammary gland in their neck. They nurse their babies, but it's a bird. It's a pigeon. I think that's like really interesting and cool. And I don't know why I'm so obsessed with it. Like it just blows my mind. I talk about it a lot. And he's like, just stop talking about the bird with a mammary gland. Like, sorry. Anywho.
Furnace says their ears are smaller than human ears.
Oh, I want a peacock too.
Peacocks. Okay. With that.
They kind of sound like they're meowing to me.
Yeah.
It's not like a cat meowing. I don't know if you guys can hear, but our daughter's cat is meowing now. It's just funny.
Joyce says the A2 gene is in the Jersey milk cows.
Interesting.
There you go.
I think that's the one I like. The Jersey. Is that the red one?
Yeah, I think that's what you wanted was the Jersey milk. That's what you told me the other day.
I just want to double check because now I'm like, yes, that is it with the like red. Oh, they're so cute. And then the Highland only.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. That cow is over by my mom's.
I think that one might be a mix because its face was like white, like it had like it was like piebald, sort of like.
Yeah. What are you reading?
Highland cows are for meat. Darn.
I thought they were for milking too.
Well, it says
No.
that they're raised primarily for meat. I mean, what was that movie? Meet the Parents. Never mind, I'm not going to say that. I mean, you can milk anything. But. Anywho.
Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought you meant, like, do you have anything else?
I think we're good.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We greatly appreciate it. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit thumbs up. Check out our latest videos and our website. Get your Qualcon gear now. Like I said, we will not have much at Qualcon as far as Qualcon gear. We'll have a couple things, but if you want it, you need to secure it now, and it'll be shipped directly to you. So you can get that on whiskeytangofarms.net. But yeah, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central on Whiskey Tango Talk.